The Christian ethics. I want us to read the story on page 2 in your textbook. Or some of you, I don't know whether it's in page 3. We open there, and I'm going to read it for you. Yes, I'm going to read it for you. The students of Furaha Secondary School were given permission to attend the National International Trade Fair. They were given clear instructions to stick together and to ensure that they visited stands where they would learn issues that are relevant to their school curriculum. They were also warned against visiting bars and discotheques, which are very common in such events. They were given packed lunch, and they therefore did not need to buy any extra food. Before they were allowed to enter the showground, the teacher accompanying them ensured that none of the boys had extra money. However, 2 boys, Mjanja and Majani, managed to hide 1,000 shillings each. After they had gone round various stands, Mjanja and Majani decided that they had seen enough and that they should also enjoy themselves like other students whose teachers were not very strict. Despite several warnings in school about the evils of alcohol and drugs, the 2 boys decided to ignore the warnings and indulged in alcohol. They spent the 1,000 shillings they had smuggled to pay the entrance fee for the disco and to buy beer. Eventually, they lost count of the time and the school bus left without them. A brawl occurred in the disco and the boys were arrested by the police for being drunk, disorderly, and inflicting actual bodily harm on a patron. They were later charged in court and fined 5,000 Kenya shillings each, or served a 6-month sentence. Their parents paid the fine and the boys were subsequently released. However, the school expelled them as a warning to others who might engage in similar behavior in future. So, today we are going to learn about the basis of Christian ethics. In the exam, you'll get a question telling you to identify the basis of Christian ethics. What we mean for you to identify the basis of Christian ethics is you tell us the sources that one uses to make choices. What are the where is your source of information? Or when you're making a decision, or when you're responding to an issue, or you're making a choice, where do you base your decision? The information that you have, where do you base your decision? Where is the source of the information that you use in order to solve that issue or to respond to that issue? So in Christianity, we have a basis. There is where we get information in order to make a choice. When you have a challenge, or when you're succumbed by an issue or a problem, there is where you source your information from. So this is what we are calling the sources of Christian ethics. These are the bases. Where do you base your Christian behavior from? Number 1 is human reason and experience. When we talk about human reason and experience, we're talking about the capacity to think. When you have a problem, like you find your friend is backbiting you behind your back, if you want to make a critical decision, you have to think. What is the right step to take? What is the right way am I going to respond? Also, experience from before, the information that you had before. Or maybe before someone else has done what? Has backbited you behind your back. How have you responded? Or what have you seen other people do there before? Most of the people, the best way to respond is if you hear someone has backbited behind your back, yes? You ask the person who's telling you, why are you telling me this? What should I do? Because they've told you, right? There's a reason why they were telling you. Why are you telling me? You ask the person who's telling you, why are you telling me? So that you can know whether it is true. And then you ask them, can I tell the person that you told me about why they were backbiting me behind my back? Because that means if someone is telling you someone else is backbiting you, that means he was also where? Involved. And he also said something bad about you so that he can be involved. That is how it works. So from experience before, you've seen that people, if you continue hating that person who's been told they've talked behind your back, it's going to grow to be a huge issue. So in order to ensure that the person who's telling you someone else talked about you, to ensure that they don't tell you such information again, you come and ask them, why are you telling me? So that you know the reason before you take what? The step. And then you ask them, can I ask the person who did what? Who you told me talked about me, can I ask why they were talking about me, right? Yes. So that now from there you can take an action. Another source of Christian ethics is sacred scriptures. Sacred scripture is, in our case, what? The Bible. We use sacred scripture, the Bible. And in the Bible, we have 10 commandments that do what? That guide us in our daily lives. Yes? For example, you ask your mother to pay for a trip. We are going to Mombasa. It's 6,000 shillings. It's 5,000 shillings. And then your mother tells you, I can't pay for now, but next year, I'm going to pay. Yes? Based on the Bible, you're supposed to respect your parents. You're supposed to respect their what? Their decision. Because the commandments say so. And then number 3, we have the Christian community. And when you're talking about the Christian community, you're talking about the past and the present Christian community. Because in the Christian, our Christian churches or denominations, we have authorities that guide us. In the Catholic Church, we have the Pope. We also have the reverends in the AIC, right? And the other Pentecostal churches. These are authorities that guide us to make the right what? Decisions. That's why if you want to marry later in life, if you want to marry, they'll tell you what? Go to them. Come to church for what? For guidance. You come for counseling sessions before the wedding. They tell you to go if you are the man now, because in this case you're the man, you go pay dowry. They also tell you to go to where? To the courts. You go, number 1, so that the government of Kenya can do a search whether that woman has married before, right? So that now you're able to get the certificate. They give you the certificate from the church. So we get, also, when we are making a choice or we are responding to an issue, we receive guidance from the Christian community. That's why if there is fighting, or you see the doctors are on strike, you hear them say, we do not support this strike because it's killing what? Human life. That is why the church leaders come up and say something about it, so that we follow what they're saying. Then we also have the natural law. Naturally, when you are born, there are those rights that you had. It's not about the right of the government. When you are born like this, there are rights that you should have. When you are born naturally, for you to be born in this world, you have a right to do what? To live. So, if someone makes you so mad, or they are doing something so bad against you, you have to remember, this person has a right to do what? To live, naturally. That's the natural law. You can't control it. It is there, and you can't change it. Also, there are natural laws, like when you are born what? A male. You cannot change. Have you seen anyone change? You cannot change. You're only a man. No, you're just lying to yourself in your head. You can't change it. You are a man, you're a man. Tomorrow you cannot be a girl. You cannot. Yes. Oh, welcome back from sleeping, Kenodia. Yes. Yes. I was waiting for you to wake up. I can tell you the people waking up. I was just giving you time to sleep because the cold is making you sleepy. Kenodia is just wearing women clothes. Yes, and the other day is losing weight. You know why most of the people are saying they are male and then they want to be women? They're saying that because there is money that comes from the Western countries. They are funded. Yes, a lot of money. That is what they are doing. Because now they are broke. They don't have jobs. They found out that they are not. They do not want to work hard like everyone else. And because they are men, they also don't want to take care of the women and to have children and take care of women. Now they want free money from abroad. They are funded a lot of money from abroad. So now they have to change. Even most of our Kenya, we call them cousins in Kenya. They when they go to abroad, most of them they go to that site so that they can get jobs. Yes, so that they can get free money. That is all about it. There is nothing. That's against nature. Whatever you're doing is against nature. And then someone is trying to tell you it is correct. It is not. Go find a woman. My son, go find a woman. Situational ethics. That is another source that we use to make our choices. That means that every situation is what? Unique. Every situation is unique. Every situation that you're going to find your way is very unique. And you're going to make what? The decision according to your unique situation. Do you know there are students with very unique problems? They have a lot of money. They've been given a lot of money by their parents, but their parents don't have time to spend with them. Because you tell your parents, today I want to sit down, we have dinner together. They say, yes. But during that time, someone comes and tells you, we can't have your parents are going somewhere to work. And that they just need their parents' time, to spend time with their parents. But their parents are what? Working. And most of the parents in Kenya are like that. When you go home, do you spend the whole day with your mom or your dad? The whole day. They are working. Most of them are working. You might even see them in the evening. Just for like 1 hour or 2 hours. And then they go to sleep. When you wake up, they've already gone to where? To work. And if you want to see them, you have to wake up early so that you can see them. If your dad is, or your mom, especially the male mostly, is a policeman, right? How often are you seeing them if they've gone to fight? If they're in the KDF? They go for a long time and then they come after a while. So that is a challenge for you. That is an issue for you. There's a way that you're supposed to respond to it. Because the money they're getting paid, they're giving you the enough money that you need. But you're not seeing them. I can give you a very good example, it's only because I don't want to mention names. When every time we ask for parents to come to this school, there's a student here who the parents never come to school all the time. And I wonder why. Because, and money is not their issue. Money, the father and the mother are working. They have 2 other siblings, and both of them are working and married off. One is in abroad, one is here working. Both parents are working. But the child who's here, no one comes to see them. Actually, every time maybe I call the parent or we talk, they ask, is there a problem? Because I gave him like 4,000 shillings to come to school. I tell them it's not about the money is there. Then the mom tells me, if it is finished, you tell me, we give him more money. Then I tell him, no, you need to come to school because there's a what? Parents' day. They tell me, but that day I'm working. Is there any other problem? I paid school fees. That is what she said. I paid school fees. Is there any other issue? Are we going to ask for more money? Because the child doesn't need more money. Actually, the child has that 4,000 shillings and has a bank account. And is in this school and you don't know. So you see, their problem is unique. The money they have, right? They've been brought here to study. They need time with their parents. Because even if their parent doesn't come, they could have sent someone what? Chapatis outside, right? And everything. Or they could do what some parents did. They tasked some teachers to cook for the student and bring the food to them. It's very easy. But then they're just asking, is there another issue? That's a unique issue. That student needs counseling. Because they need to source, they have to get a source of information from the what? The Bible. Or they have, that situation is very unique. From there,